We live?
You know what? I really wanted someone to be behind the camera, being like 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, we don't have that. We got to invite our friend who we're going to join to our live. So we're going live today with our friend
from the CS podcast.
From the CS podcast, our friend Christos.
Yeah.
And we're going to go grab him here. There he is. So we're going to
wizardry of technology. This will not be the disaster that is spinal tapping.
Right
behind us.
It's cool that we're together, though. We're actually like.
I think we should do this more often.
Get touchy.
Like, I only know you, like, as far as I'm concerned, you don't have legs.
There we go.
Hello. Oh, sorry.
Hello. That's your closet.
Sorry.
That's your closet.
How do I? There we go.
What's up, buddy?
What's up? I can't see you guys.
You can't see us?
Like John,
nope.
Like John Cena?
Yeah.
Can you see us now?
Well, we can see you.
Nope.
We can see you.
We can see you. So just imagine that we're both gloriously handsome men.
Hold on. Let me come back. Hold on.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, waving swords around.
All right. He left. He already left.
But he'll be back.
He'll be back
to the future. I mean, great. So as we're doing this, and as he's getting ready, we had a lovely day today.
We did.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, again.
Yeah.
I can't see you guys again.
Yeah, but you know what? We could see you, and we just cannot do this to the audience. We can't leave them in anticipation. We just gotta roll with the punches.
But you can hear us, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Sometimes you gotta go flying blind. In this case, sitting blind.
Yeah. Christos, how are you?
Great.
Do you have okay, so is your phone looking at you right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can see you, and I can see you're in your room. Are you in your room?
Yep.
All right.
So what's going on, buddy?
Nothing much. How are you guys doing?
We're good. So why don't we tell everybody how we met? We'll tell everybody how you and I met.
All right. So I met Jason at a event for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It was a Christmas event where great sponsors would donate trees to kids, and so Jason was asked to host that event, and then I was asked to co-host with him. Right. So that's how we met.
And we co-hosted together, and then you told me that you were kind of interested in doing interviews and hosting stuff, and then I told you I had a podcast, and then boom, you started a podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
And tell us a bit about your podcast.
So basically, the podcast is called The CS Podcast.
Yeah.
It's a podcast where I talk to, right now I'm into interviewing families that have been on Family Feud. Yeah. It's basically everything about TV, entertainment, and yeah.
Okay, so why don't we tell people why you're interviewing people from Family Feud? Because you got to do something that only a select few of people in the world get to ever do. What was that?
So I got to host Family Feud alongside Jerry D in Toronto, thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, of course.
And that's the current host of Family Feud, right?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Only a few people have hosted. This is the Canadian version of Family Feud, of course. I believe the American Family Feud was once hosted by the gentleman who played Al on Home Improvement a few years ago. Cool. Yeah, it's very cool. It's a very select group of people, and you are one of those select people. How does a child get into Family Feud exactly? Because when I was your age, there was not Family Feud as much as there were cartoons and other silly things. But a game show, that's an interesting thing to get into. How do you get into a game show?
What do you mean by that? How did I get interested in that?
Yeah. What started your love for game shows?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, it's all thanks to my grandmother.
Okay.
It's funny because I still watch that show to this day. I was at her house and she had told me she asked me if I wanted to watch a show with her in Greek. And so I said yes, and we started watching that show. And then I thought to myself, I go, oh, well, for Make-A-Wish, because I had already known that I was going to get in touch with Make-A-Wish and that I was going to get that wish, that I was going to get the opportunity to make a wish, right? So then I was thinking, oh, well, I know that show, and I know that there's something similar here in Canada.
Right.
So, yeah. and that's how I got interested in game
And-
shows.
And they set it up for you so you could be a host.
Yep,
That's pretty amazing.
it is. And honestly, everybody was super nice over there. It was very fun.
Can you tell me what it's like when you first show up on set for Family Feud and you're hosting? Like, were you nervous or were you just
Oh,
like,
not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I was perfectly fine. Well, I actually walked onto the set the first time. They took me to the set just to see it.
yeah,
I didn't meet Jerry or anything yet because he hadn't arrived yet. But basically, I just met with the team behind the scenes, and then I went back to my dressing room and everybody. Then I got ready, and then walking on with the cameras being on, I was perfectly fine. And one of the reasons for that was because they played Megadeth before I walked on the set. So I was getting pumped. It was so fun.
What song by Megadeth were they playing?
He sells. One of my favorites.
but who's buying?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So you're also into metal.
Oh yeah.
And that's because of your dad. Because I remember when I met you and your dad and your mom and your sister.
Yep.
Last November, well, almost December. Your dad was saying how he'd taken you to go visit, to go see Megadeth, and you got to meet Dave Mustaine like really, really quickly. In terms of metal, who would you say is your favorite metal band? Is it Megadeth?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, when I was a kid, Megadeth and Metallica had a big rivalry, but that seems to have gone away. It seems that
Yeah.
Time heals all wounds.
Tom heals all wounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Megadeth song? Is it
Oof,
Peace Out?
No. Well, that's one of my favorites. My all-time favorite. That's a hard one, actually. I could tell you what my favorite album is, but I can't tell you what song in that album because there's just all the songs are amazing.
And then the album.
Okay, I love Rust in
Oh,
Peace.
Yeah.
Good record.
One time, I remember it was the second Heavy MTL, and Megadeth were playing like an extra special show at the Metropolis, like after the
Oh
festival.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And they played.
I remember that,
They
yeah.
played Rust in Peace front to back,
The whole album.
and the place was half empty because a lot of people, Megadeth fans, all went to the festival and were considerably sunstroked.
Right.
And here's fresh me who couldn't afford the festival back then, who just was like, Megadeth were playing for free, you say? I shall go check out these minstrels. Yeah, it was great.
That was good, right?
Yeah.
So Christos, tell us a bit about what you do. Like, I know you started this podcast. We ended up getting you some equipment from Audio Technica Canada. Shout out to
Which
them.
is the best equipment ever. I really like it.
Yeah.
So thank you again.
So you got your headphones, you got your mic arm, you got your microphone. And so what's your goal with your podcast? What do you want to do?
My goal is basically just to get people to know more about game shows.
Okay, so you really want to make it game show specific.
Yeah. And well, anything between entertainment, like TV and game show, anything TV, like just to get people more excited and interested. And also I want people to also know about like some behind the scenes stuff that you don't normally know on TV because yeah.
And tell us a bit about some of the behind the scenes stuff that people would be surprised that happens.
So Family Feud.
Yeah.
They're not.
Okay,
They're not,
so
not actually related, right? I knew it.
so basically I remember being in the control room and Jerry D doesn't even know the answers that are on the board.
Oh,
Now
so he's
he
as
doesn't
surprised
even
as
know.
the other. He's as surprised as the people that are giving their guesses.
Yeah,
So
so I can see, so you have the control room and on that big monitor, you can see all the answers and the game board, how it is on the show. So let's say, like somebody guesses an answer, so that one's gonna flip, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna see the board, how it is on the set, and then you're gonna have the extra board where you have all the answers and we're not guessed yet. Basically, it's just the whole, there's just so many things there's not even one place. It's only, so there's one, and then you have to get out of the control room to go see upstairs where there's the board. There's the actual, because there's all the production team and stuff who fix up all the stuff for the game show. But then I remember I walked upstairs something, and there was one person who actually turns the answers and gets in touch with the production team downstairs to tell them, okay, press this, give that as a score, or like
Wow.
whatever.
Okay.
And was there good like catering?
Catering, the
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell me a bit about the food. Was
that,
there
yeah,
was there
that was
impressive
good.
was there impressive food backstage?
Yeah, we walked after because we filmed in the morning.
Yeah.
So when it was time for lunch, I believe it was around 2 o'clock, because they break around 2 o'clock for families to eat, and then they filmed 2-3 more shows after.
Okay.
So when we walked in our dressing room, there was tons of food waiting for us. It was very nice.
Like what? Tell me what kind of stuff.
I think I had chicken. I think I remember having chicken with rice or something.
So like hot meals, not just like
Yeah.
here's like some
Yeah.
water and towels and like because I remember when I played in my band and Ryan too, he'll tell you like if you were happy if you got like a case of water and some like towels, but you guys had like fancy catering and stuff.
You guys got towels.
Sometimes, yeah.
We were told just to use our clothes.
No, we
Wipe off your filth.
We got towels.
Yeah.
So catering was fun. You got to see some of the behind the scenes stuff, and you got to be
Oh, that
friends
was fun.
You also got to be friends with some of the families, and you've had some of them already on your podcast, or you're having them on.
Yep.
Right?
I had one on my podcast. Now I'm working with somebody else, another family, which I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It's my podcast. I can say it. So the next family I'm gonna be interviewing from Family Feud is the Bruna family. They're from Montreal.
Okay.
And they were the first ever family to lose on Family Feud.
Wow.
So
That'd be a
I
first
managed to get them. Yep, the very first losers. So I managed to get them on the show.
Yeah, maybe don't build them as the first ever losers.
That's a good name.
No, that's because listen, that's all Jerry D's fault. Jerry D did that. When he introduced the family, he walks up to them. Okay, so you guys were the first ever family to lose.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why.
When you start to do something like that and you go out, you said you weren't nervous, but would you say it's more excitement than nerves?
Yeah.
Because you get excited about that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
So now that you've done that, do you think one day you'd like to actually host game shows? Is that something you'd like to see yourself doing one day?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
And would it be Family Feud or would it be another kind of game show?
Any kind of game show is perfect. Just, I mean, now that I've like met I've met people from Family Feud, now it would be Family Feud, but like anything, any game show.
Okay. So give me 5 game shows you'd want to host if you could.
Okay, well, there's Family Feud, Wheel of Fortune. Hold on, trying to think here, because I watch a lot of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That's one.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Hold on, we're at 3 now. Hold on.
I would aim lower on my end because like I don't have the confidence to think that someday that I could just take away Bob Barker and Drew Carey's position on The Price is Right. So they probably hired me to do some game show called like Who Farted or something.
Oh.
I think I'd be good at that one.
That'd be a good game show.
Yeah.
Or like Who Farted? The new game show where we get to guess who farted.
And welcome back to another round of Smelt It or Dealt It. I'm here with
No. Okay, so you got the 3, and then obviously Price is Right's one of them, so that's 4, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So what's your 5th one?
There's a lot of new ones that I don't know about. It's like I know all about like the old game shows, but now the new ones are kind of.
That's what I mean. You seem to be like a 45-year-old man trapped in a 14-year-old's body.
Yes. You are an old soul, Christos.
You have no soul. You love Megadeth and you love game shows. You're like literally 45. It's great.
How proud was your family when that episode finally got released? Like I know your mom and dad and your immediate family knew about it, but I'm talking about like the rest of your family and friends when they saw it and it was finally posted online.
Oh my God. Listen, going back to school, like my teachers were going crazy.
Aww.
Now, I got the episode and I was not allowed to share with anybody yet.
Right.
Okay.
So when I went crazy and I told my teacher I have it, but I can't give it to you yet. She goes, "Why do I not have the link?"
Mhm.
Then next thing I know, two weeks later, the thing is posted. Um, they even, if you guys get to check out the Hellenic community of Greater Montreal, they have posted the episode and the CBC article
Okay.
on their page. So
Oh.
basically, everybody from school knows about this now. But yeah, it was pretty cool though, walking in the school, and then I remember I was going to get photocopies from the printer, and then I had teachers telling me, "Oh, we saw you on Family Feud. We saw you on Family Feud." So it was basically a lot of people were just talking to me, and yeah.
So if you're just joining us now, we're joined today. We decided to go live. We're joined by our friend Christos, and Christos was lucky enough to co-host and host Family Feud Canada.
Yeah.
And it was part of his Make-A-Wish with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And he also has a podcast,
The CS podcast.
CS podcast.
Yeah.
So what I just did now, Christos, in broadcasting, they call that resetting. So when you're on air for a while, it's good to reset because sometimes you're joined by new people. So just if you ever end up doing radio or if you ended up doing something that's being broadcast live, it's good to reset. That's what they always told me. But then they also fired me. So what does that mean?
It's
sorry, did I say that?
Hey, you were pretty good though. I remember I actually when I knew you were on Showm, I actually went on to YouTube and I remember who you interviewed in the studio, but you were pretty good for Showm. I don't know what happened there.
Well, they did. Well, they replaced them with essentially
It's just
playlist. It's not that they're like Rockman. You aren't good. It's
no, it wasn't anything like that.
No.
Oh, hey, guess what? I just saw right now, Christos, this will get you excited. The legendary Sharon Hyland, who is currently the co-host of the Show Morning Show, is watching right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sharon's amazing.
oh my
Sharon's
God, really?
Yeah,
Hold on.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
watching right now. She just
yeah,
wrote
I see that here.
Wait, you can see that, but you can't see us.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I know, right?
That's okay. She's super cool. She's
Sharon's
super
the
cool.
best. Sharon's the best.
But no, but honestly, Christos, I joke and stuff, but like the time that I spent at Showm was some of the best professional years I ever did, and it was so much fun because I got to work with people like Sharon, who I'd been, I grew up listening to. I got to work with people like Too Tall for a while, Terry DeMonte, Randy Renault. I had great colleagues like Bilal. I got to help some people, like I got to help Hal get in because I remember Hal. If you ever listen to Hal, he's on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And Hal used to Hal played on the Showm float one year in the St. Patrick's Day parade because we needed a bass player. And I remember I was like, "Hey, you're really, really good." And we became friends. And he had a band called Eagle Tears.
Yeah.
And I remember Hal was working at a call center, and I was like, "Why don't you could do radio, you could do something." And they hired him as an operator, board operator, and then he ended up getting on air. So it's really fun, all the different experiences, and of course it opened the doors for me to be able to talk to so many cool people. So
I remember visiting you in the studio sometimes, and just it's there's this real exciting feeling of when you're live on radio.
Like we are now.
Yeah.
So that's what's cool. Going live is great because there's no safety.
Yeah. It's
like without a net, you never know what can happen. Sharon Hyland just said hi to you, Christos. It's pretty legendary.
I saw that. I was gonna. Hey, Sharon, how are you?
He's like, Christos completely checked out of everything you were saying and just paid attention to the hello.
Yeah.
I realized, like, Christos, you were saying that your teacher was really excited you were on Family Feud and there's links and stuff. When I was a kid back in the old days,
okay.
There was no links to share. And the only person who was ever excited about me doing stuff was like my mom. And she would be, she would have to call people and be like, Ryan did something that's mildly amusing. Okay, next person.
Yeah, that's a rotary dial, Christos,
Yeah.
that he's mimicking.
Yes.
Yeah.
She also sent people information by carrier pigeon and little boats with information.
Oh, just to say here, I remember I spoke to basically, Ryan, the point is a lot of people that I know are saying that you are hilarious as the co-host of the Rockman Power Hour, which you are.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching the Ryan Stick show this morning.
It's a good show.
I don't know how I came across that. So anyways, I was watching and I realized you're pretty interesting when you do these things online.
Yeah. Interesting is a word for it. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm just kind of like thinking there's 1,000 things in my head that I'm horrified a 14-year-old may have seen.
Yeah, Christos, there's one show of Ryan's that you want to kind of stay away from. It's called Season Zero.
Oh gosh.
Just
Oh no! What?
remember
Whoa,
that
why?
it was recorded in a different
In
time.
a different time. Anyway.
Hey, Christos, do
Yeah.
you want a cigarette? 'Cause
Hey?
we've got some.
Yeah.
These are really good.
Yeah, we're actually much smaller than we look.
We're actually, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, we actually shrunk
Yeah.
ourselves. This
So
is
we brought you a. If you'd
that's
like,
why you can't see us.
if you'd like a candy cigarette, Christos, you're welcome to have one. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Christos. Let's ask you this really quickly.
Yes.
You got your equipment from Audio Technica.
Yep.
You started doing your podcast. You started booking guests. And you want to be a game show host. But let me ask you this.
Oh.
In the immediate future, what are your plans? What do you want? What do you think that you can do that's going to get you to those goals eventually?
So basically, what I want to do in the future.
We know what you want to do in the future. We know you want to be a game show host.
Mhm.
But what do you think are going to be the things that you can do in the immediate future to get you there?
Well, I'll start small, basically doing the podcast. Maybe
Right.
gonna get people.
And this is another thing about podcasting and about creating content. Sometimes you do it, and sometimes it doesn't do well, and sometimes you fall flat, and you're like, "What happened?"
Yeah.
Are you ready to keep going if that happens?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Because I have the feeling that you're kind of like Ryan and I. You need to do this. It's like part of you, right?
Some people call it resilience. I call it stubbornness.
But one thing I got to tell you, what I've noticed about you, and what's great is that you do have like tenacity, which is like you have a lot of like you're willing to do the work, you're willing to be persistent and get it done, and I think that's what it takes.
Yeah. And good for you for like learning how to edit all the shows yourself, you know. That's really good. It's good to be self-sustaining, because when you ask too many people, oh, I can only get this done if this person either helps me or delivers their part, then all of a sudden it doesn't get done anymore. So if you're a person machine, it nothing can stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask another question.
Mhm.
Ask another question, Ryan.
Oh, me? Okay, when you're doing that, I got distracted by your like whatever you're pointing at.
Hold on. Somebody here. Hold on.
Oh, yeah?
I see. There's a comment here from Melissa.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Who's a dream guest to have on? Oh
my God. Christos,
no!
the legendary Sharon Hyland from Show'em has just
Oh
joined us.
my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Wait. How come I can't see Jason, but I can see you? Okay, this is getting
You know
weird.
why you can't see us and you can see Sharon? Because Sharon's beautiful. We're butt ugly.
No,
We
but
are
thanks, but no.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Sharon.
Nice to meet you too, Christos. You seem to be very busy, and these guys have you on their live, so that means you're a big deal.
Yep. This is. I mean, these guys are amazing. So.
Yeah, they are. That's true.
So you've got Christos, you've got a legendary broadcaster in front of you, who's beloved by millions. Ask her whatever you want to ask her.
So how's it like working at Show'em? And can you tell me one thing that people don't usually see or like notice when they're listening to the radio?
I
have
love
no
working at
pants?
Show'em.
You have no pants on?
Yeah, I'm usually pantsless, so that's mildly awkward for Jay, but too bad, you know. I wonder. No, you know what? I've been at Show'em for a really long time now, and I love it. I've loved it since I first started. It's a super fun job. I think what people don't know is that there's actual work that goes into it. So like these guys were saying to you before, there's stuff that you have to do to prepare yourself to keep on going. Like it's super fun to do it, but I think you already know that there's work involved. So don't forget that. And you know what? Nothing worth having comes without some kind of fight. Great line from a great song by Bruce Cockburn. Look him up. But really, if you want it, man, go for it. And it seems like you do, and you know what you're doing. So keep on keeping on.
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Wow.
Consider me a new fan.
Listen. listen, I saw the comment, and actually, I would like to get you on my podcast as well.
Well, all
So
right. I'm in.
to answer Melissa's question over there. I
Sure.
see a comment, but anyways, yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I did not even know you were coming on. I just saw
Me neither.
a random screen.
Sharon,
Yeah.
how's it going? I miss
Pretty
you.
good. How are you doing?
We're good. We Ryan and I went this morning. They were doing a promo for Final Destination, the new movie,
Yeah.
and they had this truck that was driving across Canada that was decked out to look like the log truck from Final Destination. You know that. And we ended up talking to Jonathan Cherry, who was in Final Destination 2, and he's the one that gets killed by that truck. He lives in Montreal, so we ended up filming some fun content with
Oh,
him this
cool.
morning. The truck was parked. Yeah,
Oh,
Fun.
Yeah,
super cool.
yeah, it was great. Jonathan's
Nice.
a good dude.
Super good.
Yeah.
Christos, do you know that
Yep.
Sharon's interviewed some pretty cool people over her
Oh,
career as well?
cool. Like who?
Like who? Who do I name drop first? I did a one-on-one with Lenny Kravitz,
Oh,
Oh.
but I was in a group setting with David Bowie, and that was super cool. And I was in another group setting in Chicago with Peter Gabriel.
Wow.
So those were pretty really very cool. And the way the group setting thing worked was that everybody got their turn to ask a question. So the two standouts for David Bowie and Peter Gabriel were that I asked David Bowie the question, and then he was talking to me saying the answer, and I totally basically didn't hear a word he said because my brain stepped in and said, David Bowie is answering your question. And so he went on for like 2 minutes, and then I clued back into him. Actually, I should be paying attention. And he ended the question by saying, so it's basically like apples and oranges. To which I nodded like, of course it is. Like, I wish I knew what the rest of this answer was. But the other cool thing was that for Peter Gabriel, I was with other radio announcers from different cities in North America. And Genesis's success at the beginning was largely tied to the fact that Shom played their music before anybody else did.
Yeah.
So I could safely say to them, sorry, I'm just going to prevent a kitchen fire here, that I said, well, and I told these people that basically that Genesis was big in Montreal before they were big anywhere else. And they're like, right. These are people from LA
Right.
and Chicago and New York and whatever. And I'm like, well, it's true, but whatever. So then when it got to our turn to ask our question, you had to identify yourself in the radio station that you worked at. So I said that I was Sharon Hyland from Shom FM in Montreal, and I was really deliberate. And Peter Gabriel did this. And I'm like, yeah, he did. And so after the whole thing was finished, those same people that were sort of like, yeah, as if you are the station that broke Genesis kind of thing, they all went, oh my God, he totally knew who you were. I'm like, yeah, he did.
Damn right he did. Damn right he did.
Damn right he did. That's the power of the mighty Shom.
That's right. Sharon, tell everybody where they can find you.
My kitchen in the suburbs for today and tomorrow. Then on Shom in Montreal between 5:30 and 10 a.m. when mornings rock.
Awesome. Thank you for jumping in with us. Christos,
for having me.
You got to talk. You got a bonus there. You got to talk to Sharon. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's very cool.
You have any more
guys are
questions for
very cool.
Sharon before we
Nope.
let her keep looking? No?
We're all good. We're all good. But listen, I'm gonna get in touch with you, and I'd like to speak to you
For sure.
more.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you very much. I'll look forward to
Yep.
that.
Sharon,
Welcome.
Would you like a cigarette?
I really would.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll bring one over to you later.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Sharon. You're the best.
You are. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I have no idea how to end.
Me
this
neither.
stuff.
I'm just gonna go still.
Yeah.
Let me see if we can. I don't know. I think you just have to wait. Oh,
I'm
wait.
just gonna
Hang on.
leave.
All
I'm
right.
gonna storm out of here.
I don't want. Okay. 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 Bye.
Goodbye.
Love you.
Love ya. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that
All
was fun.
right.
Was that cool?
Yeah.
Yo, that was really cool.
All right. Well, listen, Christos,
Yeah.
tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me pretty much everywhere. Well, I'm on Facebook.
Be a little more specific. Like where Where's your Instagram handle? What's your Facebook? Where's your podcast? All that stuff.
All right. Well, Instagram, I'm at Christos_Sainis, and then for the podcast, I'm under the.cs.podcast. Facebook, the same thing. You can just type my name and it'll show up right away. Same thing for the podcast as well. We're under the same handle. Well, Facebook's a little more complicated, but yeah.
And you got some interesting guests coming. Tell people who's coming up on the show soon.
Oh wait, did I? Wait, what do you mean by that? Who? Oh,
You got
Wait.
one. Well, you got one guest in particular that's coming on the podcast. It's very popular.
you guys?
No, not us. Someone else, way prettier than us.
Oh,
She used to
Hold
be on
on
a
now.
really cool TV show.
oh, Melissa.
Yeah. Tell me, you got Melissa coming on, who used to be on Radioactive,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then who else you got coming?
Well, I got like I said, the Bruno family from Family Feud. I'm getting you guys on the show. Jason and Ryan are going to be on the podcast as well. Ryan actually has been on an episode, he's been on one episode.
Yeah.
He wanted to advertise the episode that was posted before the Alan Parsons episode, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken. And then, we also spoke about, by the way, the fantastic Disturbed interview that I
Oh.
loved. That was a really good one. I didn't want it to end. It was so fun.
Oh.
Got to talk to good old Don Donegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
You want to
so
hear something
fun.
funny?
Go ahead.
I've known Dan for 25 years.
Oh.
I toured with Dan from Disturbed.
Wow.
I said his name
Wow.
about 40 times in the interview. Ryan and I were talking about it before, and then right when I threw to the interview, I called him Don Donegan, like an idiot.
Yeah.
And I was mortified.
Yeah.
So mistakes happen.
Yeah.
You have to soldier through, or you have to have good friends that'll edit them for you.
Yeah. It's like Jason occasionally calls me Francis sometimes when he's sleepy, but
Why Francis?
Shut up, Francis. Christos, you're the best. Thank you so much for coming on with us.
You're welcome.
And we'll
Thank
do it
you so
again
much for
soon.
having me.
I know you guys got stuff going on today, so thanks for joining us. Thank you everybody for listening. We're going to go live more often.
Thanks to Sharon
and Sharon Highland for
Yeah.
joining us and for popping in. And make sure you guys follow Christos. And we're going to put this up if you missed it. And all the best. Have a great Sunday. Thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys.
See you later. Bye.
See ya. Bye.